We are back in your life with episode 2 of the Esports Hour with your host, Funkstyles. Today I'm very excited to announce our guest. He is one of the best mid players that North America has ever produced. He's currently sitting at over 12,000 MMR in Dota 2. He's just finished up with the International 10 and is right now playing for one of the top 10 teams in the world, Quincy Crew. I'm very, very excited to have him on our show today. His name is Quinn Callahan. Make sure you stay tuned, watch the interview, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll be back again soon with another episode. I'm your host, Funkstyles, and thank you for tuning in. I'm blessed to be with Quinn Callahan from Quincy Crew, possibly one of the best mid players to ever come out of North America, sitting at over 12,000 MMR and has just finished up with the International 10. Here we have Quinn. Quinn, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm pretty good.
That's good to hear. I guess the first question that we'd love to know is, how are you feeling now a week, or just over a week has passed the international and you're back home? I assume you get to kind of decompress and go over it all. Like, how are your thoughts on it all? I bet it was a whirlwind.
Yeah, TI is always a roller coaster of emotions. Winning is very nice, losing is very awful, and then eventually you're out of the tournament unless you win, and then that also feels pretty bad. I would say TI is generally, I mean, it's like front loaded with nice emotions, and then the end is either awesome or for most people it's pretty bad. Um, but I mean that's just competition, right? Only one person wins, everyone else is sad. I think post TI is less relaxing than you'd think. I think for most players who aren't like don't have really high stock or on really like high performing teams or high caliber teams, you have to figure out what you want to do with your roster, how you're gonna like, and you have to be kind of on the ball with this stuff and put yourself out there and like talk to people and all this random crap. And people are just all around the world, right? So there's like time zone differences, and you sit around and you wait people to respond all day. It's like it's actually pretty obnoxious. Post TI is actually really awful most of the time.
Oh, I guess like I said, it is front loaded with so many positive emotions and hype and excitement, but we never really get to see the back end of it and what that experience is like for the talent, the professionals, and everyone else involved, few far and in between. Now, Quincy Crew had a little bit of a bumpy start to the start of the international, but you guys came back very well towards the end of your run. You had quite a good little win streak there. You beat some of the top teams in the world, and you took out between 9th and 12th place, taking home around that 800k mark. What was your favorite personal series? What was your personal feel-good series of the international that you played?
I'm probably the win against Aster. It was the only time we won on main stage. And I mean, yeah, most of our group stage was pretty abysmal, so I don't think any of those games particularly stand out as positive. So probably the win against Aster was a pretty nice game.
That win against Aster was great, and you also graced us with some great dance moves. I actually remember Action Slacks, because that match was such a turnaround. Action Slacks didn't even have any questions prepared for you at the start of it because he did not expect it. That match was actually one of my favorite personal games of the entire tournament. That was one of those games that just had your emotions swinging each and every single way. One of the things you're very well known for in the Dota professional scene is actually your extremely high MMR. I believe at the start of the year you hit that 12,000 mark. Where are you sitting now, and what's your current MMR goals? Are you looking at taking it further?
I think my main's at like 11.7 right now. I actually don't think there are any 12Ks, and if there are, it's like VT Faded or something in C. Nothing to say, and GBK aren't 12K either.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's really hard to maintain. You can get it for like short stints, but I don't know if it's like possible right now to hit 13. I think it's like just too hard.
Too hard.
Maybe the patch would have to change, or like certain heroes be better, something like that, or you just like giga nerd out. But I don't know. I think it's really hard. Also, I mean, 13K in NA is like literally impossible because the queue times are too long. Like I can't play on my main in NA. I have to play on a Smurf that's like 10.5 because my main, it takes me like 50 minutes to find a game.
Wow, that was something I was going to ask as well, because someone like myself that sits between that 3 and 4K mark, games are quite quick because that's where the majority of us sit. But once you get up there, I was wondering, the queue times must be insane. you'd have enough time to go down to the corner store, grab some treats, and come back, and you'll still be in queue.
Yeah, you can watch a TV show, go down, just chill out, and then come back, and you see the timer counting up from 60 upward. You're like, all right, nice.
Quinn, one of the questions, or one of the tips I'd like for someone like me that is sitting at that 3,000 to 4,000 MMR rank, what's your biggest tip to us to exceed what we're currently sitting at and maybe improve our MMR by 1,000 or 2,000?
I think there are some like easier ways. I think getting coaching or watching educational videos is pretty good for lower MMR players. Like just one or two concepts or one small thing or whatever. Like there's like you can make really small improvements and gain like lots and lots of MMR off it. And it's like easier to pick up ideas when you're just told the idea than trying to come up with yourself through trial and error.
I've never played with a coach personally, but I'd imagine having somebody sit back and watch you step by step and really go through that with you would help insanely, so to speak. Are you offering any kind of coaching services or anything at the moment?
No, I'm not.
No? Oh, bummer.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much of a time sink, I think, for me right now.
That's fair enough. And when it comes to the team, Quincy Crew, and yourself, we're moving into the end of year break. What do you and Quincy Crew have coming up for the end of the year?
We're not really a team anymore. We sort of like, I basically disbanded after TI. I think Jack tweeted about it, then some other people tweeted about it or whatever. But yeah, so people are just doing whatever their own thing, hanging out with family and stuff because we were at boot camp and TI for a long time. So yeah, people are just like figuring out what they want to do for future teams or if they want to keep playing, whatever the case may be. I think people are just sort of figuring all this stuff on their own.
Okay, nice. And obviously staying in the scene and continuing forward, that's going to be something that's in the book for you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm figuring out team stuff. So my past couple of days have been rather tumultuous, but I'm staying in the scene.
Oh, well, I guess that's sad and exciting news for everybody. One of the things that I did want to ask you, being someone that I've been watching for so long throughout the professional Dota 2 scene, is what is your biggest motivator in esports? What keeps you going, and what inspires you?
Dota is just something I'm good at, and when you find something you're good at that also pays the bills, it means you don't have to go to school. Like it's a pretty nice gig, So there's just not that many it's like really stressful and stuff. There are downsides, but there are downsides to everything. I think overall it's a nice gig and it's something I'm good at, and I don't know, when you're good at things and they also tend to pay the bills, I think you just naturally gravitate towards them. I like competition. I like the game. I like improving at it and figuring out new things and feeling like I'm ahead of the curve or whatever the case may be. I think it's just a nice game.
And something I've gained from watching true sites and documentaries about the sports is I'd imagine it's quite addictive. The highs and the lows, like we mentioned at the start of the interview, that you'd feel when you are winning, and then those lows that you feel when you're losing, it would almost be more emotion than you get from anything else in the world, I'd imagine, that intensity of competition.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of that to it for sure. I think for some people more than others as well. There's other elements that keep people in the scene for long periods of time as well. Like if you spend all your time playing this video game, then a lot of your other options and avenues you could take down life for like jobs or whatever, like a lot of that stuff is nerfed because you spent so much time playing this video game. So you have there's like inertia, right? You're in this space, it's comfortable, it's easy, you can make money here, and so people just stay for a long time because it's not that easy to just like quit and go back to school or whatever. There's like a few examples of that, but it's pretty rare.
I guess as impressive as it is, the international 10 contestant doesn't really help on a resume if you're trying to get a new career.
Yeah, I played video games.
One last question for you, Quinn. Sorry, what are your biggest expectations for the next post international patch or update?
I expect the broken heroes will be nerfed. They'll probably add they're adding the new hero.
Have you had any behind the scenes sneak peeks at the new hero, Marcy?
Nah, I don't think they tell pros anything about new heroes.
Okay, fair enough.
At least not me. Maybe the people with like big time clout, but not me. So yeah, I don't know anything about the new hero.
And broken heroes that you've mentioned. Obviously, we're looking at the Tiny. We're looking at the Magnus. What else will you say would fall into that nerf bucket?
I was just a hero that gets nerfed perpetually over years and years and years, and still is just always banned. Yeah, I mean, probably like some IO. Magnus will probably get a slight nerf. Tiny for sure. Ember will probably get slight nerf. Just like a lot of the, I mean, the heroes that were picked a bunch or had high win rates will just like get. I don't know what the heck else is even first phased. Oh, so like Weaver will get nerfed and like random crap like that. Tide will probably get a slight nerf.
Okay.
Collapse is gonna have a rough one, I think.
Oh, I don't mind if he does have a rough one because my games are full of the hit 1 out of 10 skewer collapse wannabes at the moment. So
yeah,
I need someone like you to get all of the star. So we got really good mid players in my ranked games, and I start climbing MMR.
yeah.
Quinn, I want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity to sit down with you and have a chat to you. Like I said, you've been one of my favorite mid players since I started watching professional Dota. So it means a lot to me. I was very nervous and excited to sit down with you and have a chat to you just because I'm nerding out a little bit. But thank you very much. We look forward to seeing what the end of the year has in store from you and what teams do too.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. We will see. I'm not sure myself right now, so.
Thank you, Quinn. Peace out. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, bye-bye.